Did you know certain perfumes worn by women over 50 are scientifically shown to trigger instant attention from men? These aren't just fragrances, they're legends, with a history of making heads turn. Whether you're rediscovering your signature scent or finding a new favorite, these timeless fragrances are leaving unforgettable impressions. Hit subscribe, tap that like button, and let's explore the scents that never go unnoticed. Number 1. Fragrance reflects inner confidence. As women move through life, something beautiful happens. Confidence deepens. It no longer comes from outer validation, but from inner understanding. This shift is powerful, and perfume becomes one of its most elegant expressions. For women over 50, fragrance isn't about impressing others, it's about feeling complete, whole, and seen. The right perfume is a quiet nod to her identity, her experiences, and the self-assurance she's cultivated over time. Fragrances like Shalimar 5, Shalimar, or Beautiful don't shout for attention. They embody elegance, with a richness and depth that mirrors the woman wearing them. When a confident woman enters a room, people notice, not because she demands it, but because her aura speaks volumes. The scent she wears becomes part of that silent message, composed, poised, and unmistakably graceful. Men notice this kind of presence. They may not be able to name the notes, jasmine, amber, or patchouli, but they instinctively respond to the confidence behind the scent. A mature woman's fragrance does more than smell good. It communicates strength, self-awareness, and charm. It reflects someone who knows who she is and doesn't need to conform. Ultimately, perfume becomes a form of storytelling, and for the confident woman, the story it tells is magnetic. It's not about trying to be noticed. It's about standing tall in your truth and letting your scent do the rest. Number 2. Scent triggers emotional memory. Of all our senses, scent is the most directly connected to memory and emotion. One whiff of a perfume can bring back vivid recollections of moments, people, and feelings, sometimes decades old. For women over 50, this is both a gift and a strength. Choosing a perfume isn't just about what smells nice, it's about what feels right. Often, a woman selects a fragrance that reminds her of her mother, a romantic evening, or a meaningful era of her life. And here's the magic. Men respond to this too. When a man smells a timeless fragrance, like Youth Dew, L'air du Temps, or White Diamonds, he may not realize it, but it touches a part of his memory as well. It may remind him of his first love, the embrace of a beloved elder, or a beautiful moment from long ago. This kind of connection is powerful. It goes beyond attraction. It reaches into the soul. Fragrance worn by older women tends to have depth and history, just like the women themselves. These scents carry stories, emotions, and echoes of the past. And because scent lingers, in a scarf, on the collar of a coat, in the hallway after she leaves, so too does the emotional connection. A well-chosen perfume becomes more than a scent. It becomes a memory in motion, subtle, lasting, and impossible to ignore. Number 3. Elegance attracts subtly, always. In a world full of loud impressions and fast trends, elegance remains a rare and captivating force. For women over 50, elegance is not something forced. It's earned, refined, and gracefully worn. The perfume she chooses reflects that sophistication. It doesn't shout, it whispers. And in that whisper lies its charm. Scents like Joy by Jean Patou, Shalimar 5, or Opium carry a quiet, confident strength. They have structure and depth with floral, woody, or spicy notes that unfold gently over time. Unlike the sweet, overpowering fragrances often pushed on younger audiences, these perfumes speak to maturity, to a woman who knows her worth and has no need to chase attention. Men are drawn to this kind of understated beauty. They sense there's something more behind the scent, a story, a soul, a quiet intensity. It's the kind of allure that deepens the longer you're around it. Perfume, when elegant and well-matched, becomes part of a woman's presence, soft, graceful, and impossible to replicate. Wearing an elegant perfume is not just about smelling good, it's about carrying oneself with dignity, timelessness, and self-respect. That kind of presence doesn't need to beg for attention, it naturally commands it. In a world of noise, subtle elegance speaks volumes, and men listen. Number 4. Signature scents build identity. Over time, a woman begins to gravitate toward a particular scent, one that speaks to her essence. This becomes her signature scent, It's the perfume people associate with her, the fragrance that lingers in their minds long after she's gone. For women over 50, this is more than a habit, it's a legacy. Signature scents like La Vie est Belle, Beautiful, or Chanel No. 5 become part of a woman's identity. Just as her voice, style, and expressions define her, so does her fragrance. It's not something she wears for occasions, it's something that belongs to her. She walks into a room, and the atmosphere subtly shifts, not because she demands it, but because people recognize her presence, and scent is a powerful part of that. Men, in particular, are sensory beings. While they may not always consciously register the brand or notes of a perfume, they'll often say, "She smelled amazing." They remember how they felt in her presence, and her scent becomes part of that emotional memory. Having a signature scent shows consistency, self-awareness, and style. It tells the world that you know who you are. And when you find a perfume that complements your personality and story, it becomes a part of your legacy, one that others will remember, perhaps even love, long after the bottle is empty. Number 5. Perfume enhances natural femininity. Femininity isn't defined by age, it's a lifelong expression. For women over 50, femininity matures like fine wine. It becomes more graceful, nuanced, and powerful. The perfume she wears isn't meant to reinvent her, it's meant to reveal her, to highlight her warmth, confidence, and inner beauty. Fragrances like Coco Mademoiselle, Shalimar, or Beautiful enhance a woman's natural allure. They complement the softness of her voice, the kindness in her eyes, and the quiet wisdom she carries. These scents don't try to overpower her personality, they elevate it. Perfume becomes a bridge between her inner world and outer presence. It allows her to express sensuality with class, confidence with charm. And men notice. They may not say it out loud, but they sense the harmony between the woman and her fragrance. There's something deeply attractive about a woman who wears perfume not to impress, but to express. Natural femininity is about ease, grace, and authenticity. It doesn't need to be loud or performative. The right perfume, subtle, classic, and well-balanced, magnifies these traits. It helps her show up as her most honest and beautiful self. And when that happens, she doesn't need to chase attention, it finds her. Number 6. Notes speak without words. Every perfume is built on a trio of layers, the top, middle, and base notes. These layers unfold over time, just like a woman's story. For women over 50, fragrances with complex note structures often resonate most. They mirror her own layered journey. Bold beginnings, rich transitions, and a grounded finish. Take Shalimar, for example. It begins with citrus brightness, softens into iris and jasmine, and ends with a warm vanilla musk base. It's not one-dimensional, and neither is the woman who wears it. She's someone whose personality is revealed over time, whose presence becomes more captivating the longer you know her. Perfume notes become her silent language. Men, whether consciously or not, are deeply responsive to these layers. A well-crafted perfume engages them gradually. It piques curiosity at first, then deepens their intrigue, leaving a lasting impression they can't quite place, but don't want to forget. When a woman selects a perfume with character and depth, she's speaking without saying a word. Her scent tells others that she is thoughtful, intentional, and multidimensional. She doesn't need to explain herself. Her fragrance speaks on her behalf. And that kind of subtle storytelling, expressed through scent, is one of the most captivating forms of communication a woman can master. Number 7. Timelessness is always trendy. Trends shift like the wind, but timeless beauty is rooted, unchanging, and deeply respected. For women over 50, wearing a classic perfume isn't about clinging to the past. It's about honoring quality, artistry, and substance over flash and novelty. It's about choosing a scent that lasts, just like her elegance. Fragrances like Chanel No. 5, Opium, and Joy by John Patou have survived generations because they're expertly crafted and emotionally resonant. They don't cater to passing fads, they define fragrance history. And when a mature woman wears such a scent, she instantly communicates grace, discernment, and confidence. Men take notice. While younger trends may be sugary or synthetic, timeless perfumes have depth, mystery, and allure. They invite rather than demand. They linger rather than fade. They say, "I know who I am," instead of "look at me." A woman who wears a timeless perfume sends a powerful message. She values authenticity, she doesn't follow the crowd, and she respects the beauty of things that endure. In a world constantly rushing toward the next new thing, that kind of steadiness is rare and deeply attractive. True style never screams. It simply is. And that's why timeless scents will always be in fashion. Number 8. Sensuality matures with grace. Contrary to popular belief, sensuality doesn't fade with age. It evolves. For women over 50, it becomes more refined, more intentional, and more deeply felt. Perfume plays a central role in expressing this mature sensuality. Unlike youthful fragrances that may scream for attention, mature scents whisper, and often that whisper is far more powerful. Perfumes like Hypnotic Poison, Obsession, or Paloma Picasso have a rich, velvety depth. They contain musks, resins, or spices that speak of mystery, warmth, and intimate self-awareness. These fragrances don't just sit on the skin, they unfold, inviting others in slowly and thoughtfully. Men are naturally drawn to this kind of allure. It feels authentic and intriguing. There's no sense of performance, only presence. A woman in her 50s knows who she is, and her sensuality is not something she gives away easily. It's something earned through connection, respect, and trust. Her perfume mirrors this discretion. Wearing a sensual perfume isn't about seduction for attention's sake. It's about embodying self-love, embracing one's physical presence, and owning one's place in the world. For the mature woman, sensuality is no longer about being looked at. It's about being felt. And when that kind of sensual presence enters a room, people notice, especially men, who often find themselves quietly captivated. Number 9. Confidence leaves lasting trails. There's a saying in perfumery, a great scent lingers long after you leave the room. The same is true of a confident woman. She may say little, but her presence is undeniable. One of the ways she leaves this impression is through the artful use of fragrance. For women over 50, confidence is not about perfection. It's about poise. A well-chosen perfume enhances this, creating a trail that speaks of strength, style, and self-assurance. Scents like Black Orchid, Armani Code, or La Vie Est Belle have bold bass notes that remain long after the top notes fade. Just like the memory of a powerful woman, men notice the trail. They may turn their head as she passes, not because she demanded their gaze, but because her scent stirred something. It's a form of silent communication, one that says, "I'm comfortable in my skin and I know my worth." This kind of fragrance doesn't cling, it follows. It's not loud, it's lingering, and in its wake, it leaves a sense of curiosity, warmth, and respect. Just like a confident woman, it's unforgettable. When perfume is worn with confidence, it becomes a signature. Not just a smell, but an experience, one that leaves a mark without ever needing to make a scene. Number 10. True beauty smells timeless. Beauty is often misrepresented as youth, but real beauty, the kind that deepens over time, carries a quiet timelessness. For women over 50, true beauty isn't about being flawless. It's about being authentic, present, and comfortable in your skin. Perfume becomes one of the most graceful ways to express this enduring beauty. Classic perfumes like Estée Lauder's Beautiful, Chanel No. 19, or White Linen reflect this kind of poise. They're clean, warm, and dignified, not trendy, but eternal. They evoke gardens at dusk, libraries full of wisdom, elegant dinners, and meaningful conversations. These scents speak of lived experience, not fleeting excitement. Men respond to this timeless beauty in a way that's deeper than visual attraction. They feel safe, inspired, and drawn in. There's comfort and maturity in a woman who knows what she wants and doesn't chase approval. Her beauty is layered, intellectual, emotional, and sensory. Perfume adds the final brushstroke to her portrait. It's not about seduction, it's about celebration of her grace, her growth, and her groundedness. In the end, true beauty doesn't fade, it simply transforms. And the right perfume doesn't try to make her younger, it honors who she has become. That kind of fragrance doesn't just smell beautiful, it is beautiful. Finally, every scent we choose tells a story of grace, confidence, and the beauty of a life well lived. For women over 50, perfume becomes more than fragrance. It becomes legacy. So wear your scent with pride. Let it reflect who you are and who you've become. If you found this video inspiring, give it a like and share it with a woman who deserves to be celebrated. Don't forget to subscribe for more timeless elegance, beauty, and lifestyle tips. Until next time, stay graceful, stay radiant, and let your presence linger beautifully.